Hi, everybody. And cheers. Ugh. What's new? Right. Let me do a bit of that. And a bit of that. And back there. Righto. How is everyone? Dan Sleeve, Pamela, she's probably still making beverages. Candy, how are you? I missed you too. Jesse, how's it going? Paul, how are you? Connor, how are you, mate? Doesn't matter how long you can stay for. You're here, mate. That's all that counts. Ty Hunsicker, how are you, brother? Gall, how are you going? Jesse, all over it. Fish Room Fever, how are you, my new friend? Cheers to you. Jess Shrimp Granny, good to see you. Bob Kaler, how you going, mate? I will, Jess. I will pass that on. She won't be joining us today. Sounds like fun, Gall. What is a day if you're not playing with some meat? Good idea, Derek. Probably won't be here for the traditional 4.5 hours, but we'll have a little crack at it. I only just decided 40 minutes ago that yes, I would have a crack and do a brief one. You too, Connor. Have a blessed night yourself. Behave. Cody, son, how are you, mate? Will do, Gall. She's I've been showing her comments and passing on everyone's best wishes, and both of us are quite blown away by the support offered by the Fish Fam. It's a splendid and wonderful little community we're all a part of. And yeah, we can't thank everyone enough for your kind words and your thoughts and your prayers and all of those things that go with it. Super appreciate it, and that's pretty much, I guess, the main reason. Hey, Rob93, how are you, bro? Part of the reason for deciding to do this stream was essentially just to pass on our thanks and appreciations to all of you guys. Jay, how are you, mate? Ness, how's it going? Have I missed a few? Or are people just flooding in? Dawn, Michelle, how are you, love? I've appreciated your kind words over the last few weeks as well, Dol. Thank you very much. Yeah, you gotta love the Fish Fam, Paul. It is a real special thing that we're all a part of, and that we can share the good times and the bad times with one another. Don Gallagher, how are you, mate? Good to see you. Oh, I was assuming that you only had to go to the fridge to get your beer then, Derek, because that was a quick return. Thanks, Rob. Is it Rob's birthday today? That's what I want to know, Jesse. Rob's birthday, eh? Oh, Monday, right. Monday coming. Still, probably won't see you before then. So, happy birthday for Monday, Rob. I'll still probably remember and shoot you a message on the day. Hey, he's doing pretty well now, thanks, Derek. He had a knee reconstruction a couple of months ago and had a serious infection in his knee, so he's been hooked up to a little pump that pumps antibiotics straight into his bloodstream. But thankfully the other day, because it was totally giving him the shits, having pipes and wires hanging out of his body, he got that pulled out the other day, so he's got one less thing to complain about now, which is good. Good on you. I agree. Frith. It was a member of the Oz Fish Fam, Thirsty Rabbit, who inspired me and encouraged me to start making videos and putting them up. Thanks, Pam. Back at you. And yeah, it is I don't know. I've been involved in online communities before with gaming and stuff, but I've never experienced one that has such nice feels and goodness as the Fish Fam. So much support and all of these new friendships developed around the world. Hello, Liz. Well done. Makes perfect sense to prepare a beverage when you're going to have a beverage with me. Jesse, apparently, I don't know if Jess Shrimp Granny has taken it on, but she apparently knows a place in the States. There's a shop near her who is getting some Vegemite in for her, I think. That's my inference I gathered from what she was saying. And part of me, potentially she might organise getting Vegemite to people in the States, because quite a few have had their Vegemite arrive mushed and stinky. Because, yeah, it is pretty smelly. It's smelly enough when it's in a closed jar, but when it's probably been through postal machines and squeezed out through paper envelopes, that fragrance is probably intensified somewhat. Hello, Sandra Bennett. How are you today? I hope I haven't missed anyone else. Yeah, Bob and Candy still on the Coke thing. I think it's up to about a 6-pack. Yeah, 7-pack. Thanks, Ness. The container is too big. A Vegemite, the container's too big. Not with that attitude. Where there's a will, there's a way. Hey, Sir Prawn-a-lot is in the house, everybody. Yeah, I had some Vegemite on toast for lunch yesterday, and I like, when I do Vegemite on toast, I like my toast cooked. So it's actually brown on the outside. And lashings of butter, and then heaps thick Vegemite. Love it, love it, love it. It's almost an exercise in futility if you don't put substantial amounts of butter and Vegemite on your toast. Oh, JH is stuck, is he? Does that mean he's going to miss his flight? Isn't he got a flight very soon? Fella better get swimming. Hey, Zach Sanford. How are you, mate? Good to see you in. Thanks for popping by. Yeah, I think it was quite odd that only one of the Vegemites made it intact into the States. And who is that? Joe Munoz has been the only successful one in the States. And then Daniel Keeping Fish over in England. It made it all the way to England without exploding too. Good idea, Jess. It does, I mean, you can possibly get it in those little sachet things that Aquamate had it. And I believe you can also get it in like you might not be able to get it all around the world, but you can get it in like a toothpaste tube kind of thing as well. Potentially that might have been a better way to send it. That is definitely a good way to use your Vegemite, Lockie. You can even bypass the butter and use your avocado as butter, and then get all your Vegemite and avocado all goopy together. That's a very good way to do it. A bit of tomato on top goes okay as well. Otter Creek Aquatics is in as well, eh? How are you, Kendall? Good to see you in, mate. All these people that I, have been missing out on saying hi to you for a couple of weeks. Anna, how are you? How are you and your hobbies? I'd probably do an all right job, Liz, at brushing your teeth with Vegemite. They might not be as shiny. Might not do wonders for your breath. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for stopping in. We shall see you when we're looking at you. So yes, like I was saying previously, only just what have you been having withdrawals of, Anna? You finally off the heroin? No, I'm just joking. Monica Lynn, how are you? Yeah, unfortunately, Bob, it was broad daylight when I fed it to him, so it was really it was very difficult to obtain decent footage. But I'm glad you could kind of get the impression of the monstrous size of that grasshopper hanging out of the Oscar's mouth. Yeah, it was a monster grasshopper, and I just had to try and get some up on screen. Hey, Rob Bull's here. How are you, mate? You can have Vegemite with Scotch, Dan. They're complementary flavours. Sandra Bennett, I'm well, thank you. I'm not too bad at all. Bit of a sniffle, but, I'm always sniffing. What have I missed? me see. Right, gotcha. It's taken me nearly 20 minutes to smoke this cigarette. It's good, Rob. Why not, Dawn? Why won't you feed your Oscar grasshoppers? I've got a little bit of a, when it comes to those massive big guys, I've got a little bit of a grasshopper phobia. Because they kick. They've got these big, massive, strong legs, and down the back of their legs they have big spikes. So sometimes when they kick you, you get spiked by them. So I get a little bit frightened picking up grasshoppers. Seems odd, doesn't it, when I'll pick up a snake? But yeah, whenever I catch those large grasshoppers, I actually have to use I have to use a aquarium net because I don't want them kicking me. Passion for pets. How are you, love? Good to see you in. Thanks for stopping in. Probably not, not going for the traditional 3.5 hours today. Just a brief one so I can continue to get jobs done. Excellent. Well, it's good that I am not the only one. Anna, there's, I have so much willingness to pick up so many creatures, and then there's only a few that weird me out a bit. And bloody big grasshoppers are one of them for some reason. I guess it's an irrational phobia kind of thing. And I guess the best way to deal with irrational fears is to confront them head on. So, what else is going on in everyone's life? Spit that tobacco on you. Who does that, Bob? Is that a grasshopper thing? Because so Prawn just said something about spitting yucky liquid stuff out. Not only from their mouths, but yeah, if you squeeze them in the right spot, you get this black goop comes out their back end as well. Yeah, interesting creatures. Lol, what? Yeah, well, there's certainly, I've been bitten by those little predatory grasshoppers because they certainly like to bite. It's what they do. Hey, Susie Q. How are you, Dom? Yeah, those little predatory grasshoppers can actually break human skin. Even when they're little, they seem to have quite the bite. But yeah, the big, massive locusty type ones, they don't necessarily have the biting parts to break human skin, but those big spurs on the back of their legs they can certainly penetrate human skin, and I've had it done before. Actually, I do remember one time one of them got me in the skin, and his leg was that embedded in my skin that as he pulled away, he had to drop his leg, as in let it go. Yeah, he was that stuck in my skin that he had to dismember himself and leave his leg behind. Yeah, Derek, there's particular family of predatory grasshoppers that don't just eat grass. I don't think they eat any grass, but they predate on other insects and stuff. So they've got bitey parts, and they bite. Oh, did Ginger Graves sneak in? Ginger, how are you, love? I'm glad I could pop up and offer you some entertainment. Well, you know, let's call it company. Your words, not mine. Company on your way home. Is it a long commute, Ginger? Yeah, that one that I fed my Oscar yesterday was one of the largest ones I've seen. His body, pardon me, his body was 3 inches long, easy, and potentially a lot longer with his legs sticking out. And funny thing was, when the legs were hanging out of the Oscar's mouth, the other fish were trying to rip them off and take them away as food. And they did. I know the jaguar certainly got one. He got one and chewed it up and tore the wings off as well. But obviously grasshopper wings aren't very nutritious, so they are still floating around in the tank behind me somewhere. That's quite the commute, Ginger. 1 hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, I agree with Bob Kaler. Righto, Lockie. Thanks for stopping in, bro. Study well. Oh, shit. Did I forget to turn the power on? There we go. Ooh. Forgot to turn the power on to the laptop. Nearly went flat. It probably will go flat. I may get cut off. See you, Sepron, a lot. Take care, mate. Study well. James Hukulak. How are you? Welcome aboard. Good to see you. Does the 12-hour workday include the 2.5 hours of commuting, Ginger? That is quite a long day. Righto, lolwhat. Do I actually... I don't want to sound ignorant, not knowing who lolwhat is. Lolwhat? What? No, it's 12-hour workday plus 2.5 hours of commution. Crikey. They're monster days. And Ginger, I hope you're using voice recognition software to type those messages if you are driving. G'day, Crystal. How are you going? I suppose I'll have to wait till lolwhat comes back to get confirmation on who lolwhat is. Perhaps it was Fishy Biz in disguise. Fishy Biz, how you going, man? I'm not too bad, thank you. I'm pretty well. Except for this itch. I've got an itch. How are you, mate? What's been going on in your world? Getting lots of these monster flies, like this guy. Missed. Yeah, I mean, March flies, or marsh flies, or horse flies. We're getting all of them at the moment. They're nice big snacky cakes for the. Oh, got that tiny little fruit fly there. Nice snacky cakes for big cichlids if you get them before they bite you. Actually, they're probably better for the cichlids if you let them bite you, because then they're full of human blood as well. The sheller. You going all for the whole time, Fishy Biz, or just one day, or what kind of havoc do you have planned? You know, go in and shake things up. Confirmation from Lol What? Clinton. So, not someone else with a different name. This is our first meeting. If so, Clinton, nice to meet you, and thank you for being here. G'day, GRB. It is a big fly season because we've had such a dry winter. Same with the snakes, apparently. Although, in saying that, my snake sightings so far have been fairly minimal compared to this time last year. But you know, they're out and about. Everyone's seeing them because we've had such a long, dry winter. I mean, not a long winter because it was barely maybe a week and a half of cold weather. But apart from that, very sunny and quite warm during the day. Oh, why not, Bob? I thought you were. Hang on, I can fix that, I think. Because you should be. Bloody hell. Crikey. Just started scrolling like mad. Hang on. It's got to catch up. Come on. Catch up and stop so I can click. Crikey. Come on. It's about to catch up. Here we go. Did I click the right one, though? I don't think I did. All right, that should have fixed that. Hey, C23 made it in. How are you, bro? Awesome to see you. Escaping grasshoppers. Can any of the mods tell me what's going on with Monica's words? How do I ask? Hang on, I've got to go back here to do that. Are you all talking about the bird that's making the noise in the background, or has someone else made comments about a bird? How do I ask to the animal that is tweeting without sounding wrong? Is that about the guy you can hear in the background? And Dawn, is that you also asking about the bird you can hear in the background? The bird in my background is a pied butcher bird. I can't actually show you because it's not a pet bird. It's just one of our local guys that hangs out in the backyard. If you're not familiar with butcher birds, they are small. They're in the my tweeting animal. It's not mine. He's his own person. Goes where he wants, does what he wants to do. But yeah, little small member of the crow, raven, magpie, that family. Highly intelligent. Very intelligent, very crafty little bird. And yeah, we got quite a few of them around here. We have that's it, pied butcher bird. He got a family of them that visit here and bring their babies here every year because my folks feed them, and we get magpies and butcher birds and kookaburras and rainbow lorikeets and a bunch of other ones as well. Constantly in the backyard. Well, there you go. They do have a very pretty song, and they will actually, when the butcher birds are comfortable around you, which these guys are with us, they go into the house and sit on the kitchen sink waiting for food. If they don't get fed when they want to get fed, they'll go inside and quite happily sit inside. But they have many lovely little songs and tweets and whistles, and you can actually strike up conversations with them where you can whistle and tweet at them and they'll talk back and back and forth. You can strike up a conversation with a butcher bird and he'll quite happily take part in said conversation. Alien World Aquatics. Hope you got your beverage. Oh, I don't. Mine's empty all of a sudden. Fish Biz. What drawings, paintings? I don't draw or paint. I can't possibly think of what you're talking about. Unless potentially you're talking about the drawings on my Teespring store. What a smooth segue that was. Okay, making my whole computer and table shake. The drawings and paintings on my Teespring store on shirts and socks and towels and leggings and whatnot, they are they belong to Scunch Princess, my partner, my love. Yeah, we've put some of her designs on some apparel just to see how it goes. And yeah, I put a couple of new ones up through the week. If people haven't been there for a while, to have a look. But there's some very lovely pieces. A little bit confused how Teespring's pricing works. Some of them, I mean, certainly at them in Australian dollars, they are ridiculously expensive, but I guess the way I think is that to get such unique artwork on clothing is kind of worth the price, I guess. I may I'm assuming you're talking about the Instagram video, Bob, where we're spraying the pictures on the wall. It's basically like a sealer. So it sprays. You spray it on to basically seal all the ink and the paint on the paper to prolong its life, I guess. Is I like that. I can't possibly imagine where you got that saying from. Yeah, what Pam said. Basically, it stops, because when you use things like pencil and charcoal that are not just embedded into the paper, it's stuff sitting on the surface of the paper, they are prone to get smeared if they're stacked up in a pile or rested against something else. So, yeah, you spray the sealer on it. There's actually two processes. Some of the material require fixative. You do first, you spray a fixative on, and then you spray your sealer over top. I think certain, probably more so for the pencil and charcoal stuff, you put your fixative on first to really guarantee that it doesn't go anywhere. Righto, talk amongst yourselves. I'm refilling. One moment more, please. Just falling apart today. I've got dead skin falling off me all over the place. Who have I missed? That one. Far out. Telephone. Oh, I think you can count on that, Alien. The moist joint. Fishy Biz has got the moistest joints in town. indicative equals fixative. We get it. Oh, that's kind of you to say, alien world. Yes, I agree. If Caleb's if Caleb's gecko is being held now, then yeah, that probably should go on IG, or something like that. But we'll take your word for it. We'll take your word for it that he's nice. Denny, how are you, mate? Thanks for popping in. Technically, a bird is a reptile. Well, I don't know about technically, but so very similar. They branched off not so long ago in the bigger scheme of things. Oh, my nose is so itchy today. What's been going on in your world, Denny? Seems so long since we've sat down and had a conversation, mate. I don't think in this era of politically correct behaviour, Bob, I don't think you're allowed to use the term cold-blooded anymore. It's a harsh term for a living creature to say it's cold-blooded. Potentially because, we've used that term derogatorily over the years. Cold-blooded. He's a cold-blooded killer. But yes, I believe technically they are supposed to be referred to as exothermic. And nor have I, Bob. I just like to pick on shit like that. Hello, Caleb. Young fella pops in just as I drop my first foul language word. Whoops. Sorry, Caleb. But you're 13. I'm sure you say worse in the schoolyard. But yes, exothermic is the right term for something that uses its environment. Yeah, you spelt it right, Bob. It is phonetically spelt. Thank goodness. These days, Rob Bull, you could never tell. Never, ever tell. Some lizard's owner may get defensive, kick up a stink. Who can tell? So yes, exothermic creatures certainly do rely on external environmental conditions to warm their blood to a certain temperature, but contrary to popular belief, most of them do have systems in their body where they can regulate their temperature. So they are not solely reliant on the sunlight. As it gets cool, they still can maintain warm blood. Anyway, that's quite the wormhole we went down. Oh, crikey. What are you, a school teacher or something? But yeah, I was about to go into endothermic as well. They do. The PC culture has come a long way, and it's about, I reckon, we're turning a corner and coming back to some level of reality with the PC culture. Well, Susie Q, bedtime. Thanks for popping in. Always good to see you about. Sleep well, wake well, all of that stuff. Oh, nose is really giving me the shits. Best way to well, I'm speculating that my incredibly itchy nose right now is based on all of those fine little nose hairs. They get quite tickly and stuff. So I like to use this method. See you, Susie. Take care. Oh, sorry, Mon. And do you? Hang on. I'll just go and see if making you a moderator does any difference. Mon, bear with me one tick. Stop scrolling. Damn it. And you do have your chat set to live chat, not top chat. Monica Lynn is now a moderator for your channel. See if that helps, Mon. See you, Dawn Michelle. Thanks for stopping in, love. Always good to see you. Well, normally, Jesse, I'm a big fan of the tweezers, just plucking them out with a tweezer. But the whatchamacallit, the really fine little tickly ones seem to be just small enough to slip between the tines of the tweezer. So I like to just hold a cigarette lighter under my nose. I see that one, Monica. We'll see if you being a moderator makes all of your messages come through. Yes, I like to light a flame. I've got to try and cover up my moustache. I light a flame under my nose and sniff the flame up my nose. Pardon me. Main problem being that burning hair stinks quite a bit. So you do have that lingering fragrance of burnt hair inside your nose. Seems to be ineffective though. I do apologise, Monica. The last thing I want is anyone feeling left out. The chat has had moments of going too quickly. And I'd prefer to blame technology than my own ignorance, because that's unintentional. Oh, Monica, just made you a moderator and you're going to go. All right, love. You sleep well. We'll talk to you soon. And by crikey, I'm very sorry that we didn't get that sorted out quicker for you, Mon. But there's always next week. We'll hang out for a bit longer. Deborah, your timing's impeccable. And I've still missed them. I'm going to have to go back for more. But that stink is right in my nose right now. And I just can't stop the itch. Why? It's full tilt. I suppose it is spring too. There's probably something in the air that's triggering a bit of hay fevery kind of nonsense, perhaps. But nah. It's just hairs. I can feel. Smell a candle. I can't do. I'm assuming you mean like a scented candle or something to counteract the fragrance of burnt hair. So I've potentially only smelt one or two scented candles that didn't really give me the shits from their fragrances. I'm going to tie my hands behind my back. What's your method for getting rid of hairs? I'm intrigued, Jay. Well, actually, I suppose the reason why I'm not seeing held or dismissed comments is because I'm just on the StreamYard page instead of the YouTube. So I don't think StreamYard puts up where YouTube says this one's held for review. So hopefully any of the mods will see it. Well, what's the difference between a burning candle and just using cigarette lighters that I've always got laying around? I don't have candles. Just there's no candle just there or just there or just there, but there's like 3 lighters within arm's reach. Let's get on the Instagram, Jay. DM me your awesome method there. Thankfully, the wind's blowing the other way at the moment, GRB. Don't get any of that stank from Byron. But there's enough stinky hippie bizzo going on in my town and stuff that it's really hard to avoid in this area. StreamYard's just a website, Fishy Biz. And you just basically start a broadcast and then it has the option to go live on YouTube. That's how. Like three steps, I guess. Set your broadcast up. Test your camera and your microphone. Go into the broadcast studio. Go live. Super easy, man. StreamYard.com. Very, very easy. Jess Shrimp Granny, giving Caleb the ins. Easy peasy. Speaking of peasy, no. Well, I think, what are you? You're in the 300 club, aren't you? Somewhere between 300 and 400 subs. So I have heard that you can use your phone, but once YouTube becomes hip to it, your stream will just get cut off. So you can try it, but there's no guarantee that you'll stream for as long as you want to stream for. Thought it was a snake. So yeah, you're better off just going from a laptop like I do. I've been tempted to try it from my phone, but then the other day, I can't remember where we were talking about it, but someone was mentioning that, if you do your StreamYard or Streamlabs, I think there was another one mentioned as well, that if you try and go from your phone, they once you get sprung trying to do a stream through a secondary service provider, they just cut it off. You just get dumped. Gaffer Haynes in the house. How are you, Gaff? Welcome aboard. One moment. I've just had a message. Yeah, good, Gaffer. Thank you. While we were watching me burn nose hairs, somebody messaged me a reminder that the other day, maybe a couple of days ago, a particular person suggested that if you burn toenails, they smell like pork crackling.
Yeah, sure, man.
See you soon, dude. Thanks for your help, hey? I'm not 100% sure if the VPN thing works, Gaffer Haynes. But yeah, I did not believe that burning toenails would smell like pork crackling. I assumed that burning toenails would smell like burning toenails, which is a smell similar to hair burning, which is quite gross. So, a particular person broke off a considerably large chunk of toenail, set it on fire, and put it under my nose to smell. And there was definitely a fragrance of pork crackling. I didn't come up with it, Derek. It was actually Sarah's sister. Who knows how she came up with the idea. But I'm not sure if it was, because she'd implanted the idea in my head before she actually did it, that I was convinced. But there was definitely the fragrance of pork crackling in a burning toenail. Unfortunately, I've got none left. I did all mine just a couple of nights ago. But I recommend it. If you've got spare toenails and you're willing to subject yourself to these kind of highly intellectual scientific experiments, could be worth a shot. Yeah, Derek, I recommend it, and we expect results posted in a chat soon. It does sound gross, but if you like your pork crackling and you don't have a roast pork to cook, then you could potentially vicariously enjoy pork crackling just by burning your toenails. Oh, is Fishy Biz leaving? Well, tell on some kiddos. Yeah, good luck with that. Parents don't like hearing that shit, do they? We'll see you. If I don't speak to you before, Fishy Biz, have an awesome Aquashella. Go well. Let's get some good videos going. Well, you could fish room fever. You could incorporate. You could burn a toenail in your video, sniff it, and go, "Oh, I'd rather eat my fish foods," and then eat your fish foods as well. Good thinking, Gaffer. Gaffer's all over the safety. Gaffer is Blacky's workplace health and safety officer. Sometimes they do actually catch on fire, and you don't want to be burning that sensitive skin and flesh around the tips of your toes. After all, that's why we've still got toenails, protect the sensitive nerve endings and whatnot. Would be great content. Ugh. That one was really annoying me. I think I got it because I heard it go. Yes, Derek, that is a very bad idea. Anyway, I'll be back right quick. Most creative, hey, Denny? Lol Woot is back in the house. Clinton. Yeah, Derek, I do have a pair of those. A unit of those, but they they're nowhere near as fun as tweezers and cigarette lighters. But they're still there. Gonna have to go again, but probably off camera. It seems to be disturbing a lot of people. Exactly, Joe Coffee, and welcome aboard. How are you, mate? Didn't see you sneak in. That might have been your first comment. Yeah, trimming, leaves a couple of millimeters behind. Burning gets rid of the lot. Yeah, Jay, there needs to be more research into, let's say, salamanders, axolotls, all of those little critters that can regenerate all of their body parts. If an axolotl gets a head injury and some of its brain is injured, they can even regenerate brain tissue. So I'm told. More research is required. Larry D, how are you, mate? Thanks for stopping in. Not too bad, Joe Coffee. A little bit of shit going on, but we push through. We push through. I hope your situation's stable. C23. Very difficult time of life to deal with. Stay strong, bro. We've all got to push through some stuff now and then. Well, what else has anyone else got to tell me else? Roy Ryan is in the house. How's Roy Ryan today? You're on your lunch break, Roy. That is good. Good to hear. I don't know if I'm intrigued by what you say, Clinton, but I don't know how it would morph back into a baby and start again. I just believe jellyfish don't die of old age. I think they just keep going and going and going. I think they're one of the eternal creatures. Nice one, Larry. On vacation. Oh, is that you telling me that I need to refill again, Jay? Because if it isn't, it's time for you to refill too. I'll keep getting up and back down again. Hail Hydra. Is that a G.I. Joe reference? steal my ashtray and don't put it back. The height of some people. Where did he go? Something about a saltwater tank. Alien World asking me if I'm ever going to do a saltwater tank. Actually, I don't know if is anyone familiar with Life in Jars. It's quite a one moment. I've got a telephone call. Hello. How's it going? That's what I just said. It's going okay. How's it going at your end? Why? Well, that was brief. Life in Jars did this. I don't know if people are familiar with the channel, but he did this. Yeah, GRB knows it. He did this jar of salt water, and then just observed what life happened in it over almost a 12-month period. I was considering doing something like that, but as it is, I'm a MRE kind of fish keeper, minimum required effort. I like to do stuff that requires minimum effort of myself. So if I was to do a saltwater tank, I'd do it as simple as I could get it. And we get a bit of closure on the jellyfish stuff. Interesting. If I was to do saltwater, I would do super minimum effort and maybe try and get a crab or some shrimp or something to survive in saltwater with the absolute basic setup. But yeah, I don't think I would go too in depth. Simplicity is key, and based on some of the stuff you see people doing saltwater some people do have really, really simple systems and they work, and other people have massively effort intensive systems and they work as well. I guess it's the same with freshwater as well. People tend to put a lot of effort in and get good results, and some people put bugger all effort in and get decent results as well. And while we're on the subject of this eternal jellyfish, and Gaffer says that they never die, is that why they never die? Is because they have a life cycle that returns them to the use stage and they start again? It's an interesting concept. And if so, then yeah, more studies should be done into those guys as well, to investigate what whether it's a genetic trigger or whether it's an enzyme trigger or something like that. Whatever it is that triggers going back to a youthful stage. And then potentially there'd be less of these humans getting around getting blood transfusions of young people's blood into old people's bodies. Chewy has made it in. And maybe the fountain of youth was a jellyfish that suckles from its teat to the people that require youthfulness. Haley. How are you, Haley? Good to see you. So yes, as previously mentioned, it's only going to be a brief one today. It's got a bit of stuff to do still before the day is done. So I have been, for going to pop on and do 30 minutes, been going for almost an hour and 20 minutes now. So I might pull up stumps so I can go and get stuff done. You guys who are going to Aquashella, have an awesome time and behave yourselves appropriately. A little bit of misbehaving will be good, and a lot will probably be better, as long as you get it on video. The interesting thing about Cocoon was the who was it talking about it the other day? It might have been Joe Rogan talking about it on his podcast, that the age of the people in Cocoon, they were made out to be so much older. Like they were like 50 and 60-year-olds. And even 30 years ago in the movies, 50 and 60-year-olds were considered super old. But nowadays, 50 is the new 30. 60 is the new 45. We're getting older and more healthy as we get older. So that's something to consider, all of us old people, that we're not as old as we actually think. And that is probably a good note to leave it on, people. Thank you very much for stopping in. And Candy, much love back to you. Thank you. Everyone else for popping in. It's been great to see everyone again. Thanks, Pam. I shall pass on a hug or two. Fingers crossed, we'll be back again next week. I have to touch base with Aquamate and Thirsty Rabbit regarding when we will be doing the Dr. Thirsty Mate stream again, potentially soon. And Lucky Seahorse, your timing's impeccable. Thanks for stopping in. Since it's your first drink, I'll have one with you right now. Thanks for popping in, Dan. C23. You look after yourself, man, and do what you got to do. Timing is everything, Seahorse. You can't be lucky all the time. Alien World Aquatics. Lucky Seahorse. You guys are the thing. You guys are the thing. Right. Well, welcome aboard, Lucky Seahorse. It's good to put a avatar to the person. kind of. But yeah, nice to meet you. Don't be a stranger now. Hit up every single person in the chat's channels, especially mine, because I'm approaching 300. The sooner I get to 300, the sooner I get to roll in the long grass again. Oh, if I can find some. The paddock's been slashed, so there's not much long grass around. But yeah, don't be a stranger, seahorse. Thank you very much, everyone, for your hugs. I'll have to go back through the chat and write a list of all of the individual hugs I'm to pass on. Probably if you're going to do that at one of your little celebrations, Jess, I strongly recommend filming it, you know, atting us. Let us know that you're drinking with us and for us. It is a cool. And I know, Jeremy Morrill, hi and bye. Your timing was impeccable as well. I know generally, you know, I'd still have an hour or two left in me yet that we'd be going through, but so many things to do this day still, and it's only 1:22 in the afternoon. All right, Rob, I will do that. And yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out with us, hanging with us, sticking by us. Support and love and prayers and burps are all appreciated. And it's really, really warms the cockles of my heart to know that I got Ear Mob on my side, in my back pocket, and with me wherever I go. So yeah, thank you very much again, everyone, for stopping in today. Fingers crossed we'll be back into action as of next week proper, maybe the week after, but we will endeavour to drop little bits of love here and there. So thanks again, everyone. Super appreciate. I'm going to put that up there because I think a lot of people have mentioned that logo, that it's very good. Very, very nice logo indeed. We are a mob. We are all the same mob. All right, everyone. Thank you again. I can't stop saying thank you because all of the good feels that we've been getting have meant so much to me. And super appreciate the Fish Fam and all you guys. So have a good evening, everyone. Sleep well. Happy Tuesday night for you guys. I'm going to go and get mobile and get my stuff done. So yeah, thanks again. Love yous all. See you soon.